We are back. It's time to continue Katawa Shoujo, as we are now locked into the Emi route.
Apparently.
Which on one hand, we were not expected to be logged in this early, but on the other hand, that was, I think it's safe to say Emi was probably, like, our top choice between her and Hanako. I think we were leaning more Emi anyway, because we actually got more interaction with her. So, works for me.
I guess the first time I played this game means I accidentally locked myself into the Emi route then, because I remember going for it, because I'm like, oh, I'm the new guy, I want to do stuff to impress all the girls so I have more options later. Locks himself in the route. That's how these dating sims usually go. It usually takes a while before you're allowed to make a choice.
Yeah, and normally they're a bit more upfront about it. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine, since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. I believe that it's the festival is now what's happening.
Yep.
Not just a Sunday, though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low-quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There'll be a few
Games like this and a few others are where I learned what yakisoba pan was, to which looked like a pasta sandwich, and I was like, alright, I'm up for it.
Yakisoba? Hang on. That looks like a taco with bread instead of a shell.
I know soba is a type of noodle.
Yeah, so yakisoba pan is like a pasta sandwich.
I Google image search yakisoba pan, and everything here either looks like a taco or a hot dog. But then you take a closer look at what's actually inside. There's one that's just like got all this stuff, and then there's just half of a hard-boiled egg just sitting on top. Hang on.
Noodles in a bun seems like a bit too much carbs.
I've done it. But this is the one I was looking at if you look in voice chat spam.
Yeah, I just posted this because I just love how it's just got a hard-boiled egg just sitting on top of it.
Like I said, it just looks like a fucking pasta sandwich, and I'm like, alright, I'm up for it.
I've had spaghetti sandwiches before, and I like them.
Yeah.
Anyway. There'll be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. One thing I will say I do like about this dating sim so far, something that happens a lot in dating sims that take place in school, is nothing school-related ever actually happens. It's just, I woke up, I did my classes. After classes, I went and found this girl, and that's where everything actually happens. I'm glad they actually, acknowledge the fact that they're at a school, besides it just being, an easy background to draw. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, which I'm sad does not have a zombie poster, intending to go out and find something. Oh wait, are we about to run into Kenshi? Oh boy! Started off early. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. And then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign. And with the girls crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. They're living in a dorm! Is he allowed to install that many locks?
Yeah.
Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. Just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school is out there already. Out where? Why? He looks pissed! What happened? What? Wait! Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's today? Damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad.
Son of a...
This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing.
Aren't we on like the 5th floor?
Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn it, I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though, so there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there, I know it. That has to be a joke, but he said it with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I wonder. I'm kinda hungry, but I made this deal that I try to take better care of myself. Be healthier, you know. I know if I should steer clear of the takoyaki or head straight in. Deal? Sounds ominous. So what are you getting in return? Nothing, I guess? It's not that kind of a deal. You know Emmy from our year? We kinda agreed to watch each other's backs and... Aye! The shrill scream and the expression of abject terror in Kenji's face chill my blood. It's as if I told a Catholic priest I sold my soul to the devil. Ha! You sold your soul to the devil and didn't get anything in return? What the hell is wrong with you, man? Do you know who you are dealing with? She's a public health danger. Do you know how many people she sends to the hospital monthly with her carefully placed flying tackles? You know, she's not wrong! She's one of them, a key player in the vast conspiracy that aims for the complete submission of everything that is manly. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I trusted in your judgment, man. I thought we were brothers. You'll have to call it off before it's too late. This festival, too, is just one of their ploys. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. Door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said.
To the festival.
It's kind of unsettling, and now I start to feel doubtful myself. Should I bother going? I've got a book I've been meaning to read. Something about an underground postal system that may or may not exist. Is that a reference to something? Probably. It's short, too. I could have it finished in a day. Would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that would probably be a better idea to head outside. See the festival. Try to integrate with all the other sideshow acts. Honestly, I should at least make an attempt to keep up the somewhat friendly personality I've had the past week. Maybe go get something to eat, my stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime. Could at least grab something from one of the stalls outside. I'm soon outside. I'm glad we got some early Kenji. I'm sitting outside, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. Every so often, I catch a glimpse of someone who clearly just came up from town for the promise of a festival. They're easy to spot. Ones who can't stop staring, and behind their eyes you can tell they're thinking, now what's wrong with this one? I almost want to yell at them. At the same time, can I deny that I've been doing the same thing all week? A wave of something like disgust sweeps over me. Guilt for my own narrow-mindedness.
Yay.
Yay, guilt! I push the thoughts aside, concentrating on the pangs of hunger that burn my guts like a wildfire. The scent of something fried leads me to the promised land where I could get some lunch.
Lunch.
I'm just getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me.
Yay, Emmy. The priorities. Guilt, food, Emmy.
The book he's out here reading is a real one. It's The Crying of Lot 49. It's a less than 200-page book about an underground postal service that's been running for 500 years.
Huh.
Neat.
Okay. I had a feeling it was a reference, but I didn't know it. This is you, Rhino.
Oh, right, I'm Emmy. Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Having lunch?
Breakfast? You mean you just got up?
Suddenly, sleeping all morning feels like a crime. No, I meant lunch. Honest. She's not buying it. Brunch?
That's not a healthy breakfast at all.
Okay, I want to point out, she said after the festival we would begin the diet and everything, so you fuck off, Emmy. You let me have my fried food. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast.
What happened to it being your lunch?
That's my whatever, it's my food. Emmy places her hands on her hips and begins lecturing me.
Did you really forget your dietary plan already? You need to be more conscious of your health, Hisao. What about your heart?
My heart's fine the way it is. Mostly. All I get in response is a roll of the eyes.
I doubt that.
Hey Sal, you had a heart attack yesterday. But why did it go back? I didn't hit the scroll wheel.
You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you?
The girl's got a point, of course. But I'm not about to concede it. It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly can handle a little grease now and again. Yeah, sure. Can handle a little running just fine, too.
Quiet inside voice.
Emmy seems unconvinced. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself.
Maybe, but not if you're sleeping on the... Not if you're sleeping... Okay, she's got us there.
A devious look suddenly crosses her face.
Of course, if you've been following the routine from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died. And there was a lot of meeting people, and then I was on a roof for a while.
Which is no excuse for slacking off, you know.
Did you miss the almost died part? Which was literally your fault.
No.
I'm referring to the time you ran into me in the hallway.
I'll take half. A little near-death experience is no excuse for sipping basic exercise. Yes, it is. Like running in the mornings.
She nods as if something important has just been decided.
So it's settled then. You've seen the error of your ways and are willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies.
You know, you'd already convinced me yesterday that this was a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. Not that I did a good job of being convinced. She's right about eating healthy, after all. Here I am ordering up something grossly unhealthy. Hey! Sunday is cheat day. Any day that there's a festival is cheat day.
Yeah, but I think you have to bank some not cheat days first.
Well, look, it is not fair to introduce a dietary plan to somebody literally the day before a festival. That is cruel. You don't do that.
Maybe she's worried you'll go overboard. Looks at entire fried chicken.
What, is this Lynn now? But delicious! Here, where so the girls get healthy. But delicious! There are more important things than deliciousness, aren't there? Like staying alive? If Emmy weren't here browbeating me for my poor decisions, I'd probably... Hey, wait a second! A sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell have you taken such an interest in my well-being? Emmy shrugs and grins at me. I don't like when people die near me.
You're the new guy. I figure you don't have any friends yet, right?
I have...
Reasonable acquaintances.
I don't know what Shizune and Misha count as anymore.
Acquaintances.
I'd say Lily is definitely a friend.
Besides, that caused you trouble all week, right? 2 days out of 7. I owe you for not getting angry. And I told the nurse I would anyway.
Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there are worse fates. Okay, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. Tomorrow morning, then?
Nope, now.
I figure that ends the conversation, so I turn to leave.
Not so fast.
I feel a hand on my collar, and in a second, I've been yanked backwards. Hey, don't need to be so rough! What do you want now? Emmy looks almost wounded by my annoyed question.
Thought you could use the company.
Her eyes narrow.
Besides, you were just going to try and sneak some more of that fried crap, weren't you?
Well, I wasn't going to, but now that she mentions it, that would have been a really good idea. I was not. Another glare. Okay, maybe I was going to get a lip. The glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I'm endangering myself and others, aren't I? I get done.
I like that she sees through your bullshit.
It's weird because like he actively like said he was not planning on doing it, but all right. I get done.
It probably occurs to him that the thought would have occurred to him a little bit later.
Yeah. I get done agreeing that I need to be healthier and then immediately start considering the next unhealthy habit that comes my way.
I knew it. You can't be trusted. Now I definitely have to stick with you.
This whole situation feels silly. Oops. I can only imagine when passersby think of the sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. Right!
And then some weird menu coming down from the sky.
Right! I forgot! The only reason she looks as tall as she currently does is because this is her getting in your face picture.
Yeah, she's about at like her chin level normally.
She's like the bottom half of the screen.
Yep.
Pokes her head up over the text box. Hi there! Is that because... Do you think... Okay, is that because she's, like, just naturally short, or is that because of, like, the prosthetic legs or something? Because I don't know if...
I would assume she's naturally short because they would make those to scale.
I mean, yeah, but, I mean, if...
If anything, if you were naturally short, wouldn't you want longer ones?
True.
Because she's a runner, so longer strides would be better.
Yeah, but probably that, like, that would start falling under cheating or something. I'm just like...
Yeah, so I don't think she made herself shorter.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying she made herself shorter. I'm saying, like, because I feel like it would be a little unreasonable to expect to always find prosthetics that are the exact same size as the limb you lost. Like, I imagine, like, prosthetics would, like, kind of, like, come in sizes, and you just choose whatever's closest or something.
I mean, after a certain point, you stop growing, so you can go custom.
Yeah, but you still don't know how long your leg was.
Shrug. We don't actually know if she ever had them.
True. Maybe I should just give up for now. But fried food! Fine, do what you like. I sigh. Might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Emmy thinks for a minute.
Well, I promised Rin I'd stop by our mural.
Did she ever get that finished? Because last we saw it was like not even half done, I think.
Last we saw, we delivered her supplies and she was gone.
Yeah, I think I remember that. We literally like came by to drop the supplies off and she just wasn't there, and so we were like, all right, she wandered off again like an NPC.
Yeah, I believe your joke was like her pathing got messed up.
Right.
So let's do that.
I confess I'm slightly curious as to how her mural turned out myself, so again I consider there are worse fates. Ah, it's a moving mural.
Ghosts.
I give a nod of assent and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Emmy races to our destination. Okay, she did get it done, I assume. By the time we reach the dorms, I can feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding after just that. I take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal-looking people in the school, but I still have to be here. Sometimes I almost wish I'd lost a hand or something. At least then it'd be obvious that I belong. But instead, I don't even look sick. Even now, trying to catch my breath, I just look out of shape. Emmy looks back and notices my state of distress.
Ah, there's the normal height. You're not going to die on me, are you?
Apparently her wiki page says she's 4'11".
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Please don't. It'll be all my fault, and I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. Besides, after last time, I really don't think I could see that again. Especially because the nurse will say it's totally my fault.
No, I'm fine. Guess I need to start running after all.
And you wanted to keep your greasy whatever it was. See, it's a good thing I found you, right?
I think he could survive eating, like, a sandwich. Yes, it was. Maybe. Of course, I don't add that I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of Rin. It's Rin. Tim, this is you.
Oh, it's you. Hello, Emmy.
Hey, Rin. I brought Hisao along because he was going to give himself a heart attack.
I was not! My objection goes unnoticed.
We stopped by to see how your mural turned out.
Rin nods slowly.
Well, it's right there. You can see it pretty clearly.
I find myself wondering how long Rin's been standing here in front of the mural. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously, we're not the first to see it, of course. I mean, it's pretty big. Be hard-pressed not to see it. You can put more than 5 words in a text box, game! At the same time, I don't think anyone's actually talked to Rin about it. Anyone but us, that is. I feel compelled to say something. It looks pretty good.
I'm still not happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, that's artists.
But I guess it'll do.
She seems almost resigned to it. I'm not sure what she expected as a result, but I guess she didn't quite get there. We stand in front of the mural, taking it all in. There's whatever those guys are. There's a giant face with a nose. Oh, it's another giant face. I think this is Picasso stuff. If not for how old this game was, I would assume they used AI generation to get this. I don't like that guy's face.
There's a lot of feet there.
Yeah, we don't kink shame. Oh, there's boobs.
Oh. Pretend they're not there. They're pecs.
They're eyeballs. It's surreal enough.
How long does this go for?
I don't know! I thought it would be
no.
short! It hasn't looped. That person's about to eat his own foot. Oh, I think we're slowing down. Alright, we reached the end.
We stopped at the ear with legs.
I've tried my best to concentrate on the composition of the thing. It's actually fairly interesting. The colors swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. There's a dreamlike quality to the whole thing that makes me almost feel sleepy. I try hunting out some of the colors Emmy and I grabbed for her. Try as I might, I can't see any Prussian blue. Oh well. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. My feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Emmy speaks up.
Hey, Rin, have you eaten?
Of course. You can't survive otherwise.
What about in the past 5 hours?
Maybe. But I'm hungry again, so maybe that means I'm wrong.
Emmy grins and claps her hands together.
Good. Come get some food with us.
Rin nods in assent.
Okay, but we should hurry before they notice I'm gone.
Somehow I don't think they care. Whoever they are. As we head back to the food stalls, I cast a longing eye over the fried food. No, I better not. Pretty sure Emmy wouldn't let me anyway. Find a nice spot on the grass and sit down to eat our purchases. Well, my purchases anyway. Somehow I've wound up paying for all the food. Alright! If I'm paying for the food, I get to buy whatever I want! Surprisingly, my unfried food is pretty good. Silence falls as Emmy and I eat, and Rin stares at something or other, occasionally eating a bite or two of her food. I finish my meal first and lay back on the grass. Emmy glances up from her food.
Tired, Sal?
A little, I guess.
Well, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We start our morning runs, remember?
Actually, they'd slipped my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around the festival with these two has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm.
You better be there. I'll get angry if you aren't.
God forbid.
Look, you saw how hard I tackled you when I thought you weren't there. Imagine how hard I'll tackle you when I do it on purpose.
I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shorts out. That might be a random act of God.
Hey, thanks for giving me the idea for the excuse, Rin.
Well, don't cause any random acts of God then.
I can't, I'm not
Back-
God.
Back before phones had alarms in them.
A plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty, but I throw it into execution anyway. Damn it, I've earned a little fried food. And anyway, I'm going to start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routine all starts then, not now. See, that was what I was thinking. She did explicitly say last time that it starts the day after the festival, so... We get... think of it as like the bachelor party before getting married. It's the fried food before exercising. Ergo, the dietary portion starts tomorrow too. Ergo, I can have something unhealthy today. A sort of final... Literally exactly what I was thinking! Sort of final farewell to all the stuff I used to eat with wild abandon before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do, and if I'm gonna run in the morning, I should make it an early night. Those narrowed eyes again.
You sure you're not just gonna sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there?
What the hell, Emmy?! Nah, I'm too full to bother now. I pat my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyway. Emmy giggles. It's a surprisingly pleasant sound. Another pang of guilt. She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Emmy knows your bullshit, yeah. Or is she just that trusting? I feel kinda like a monster.
All part of my master plan, is how. Well, I guess to see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food and for keeping us company.
And here I thought she was doing me a favor. Rin nods in agreement.
I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be like predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that.
Okay.
It's like, what else do you say to that? I would have maybe come up with like, you could try.
I feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure I'm out of Emmy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. She's gonna have followed me!
So I guess taking it easy on the track would change who you hang out with at the festival.
I assume so. At least it's not fried, right? That's slightly better than what I was planning to do. Still feel a little bad about lying to Emmy, though. She really does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. My book waits for me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display.
And then it's night.
Rin just being funnier in a deadpan way. There's a reason that I say, like, we're doing the Emmy route, and then at some point in the near future, probably after I've played the other routes on my own time, where I want us to do the Rin route, just because I feel like out of all of them, that seems like the most interesting one. Because all the others, I have a slight idea how it's gonna go. I have no fucking clue for Rin. Eventually, all the walking around, or more accurately running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. And dragging me out in the morning to run might just be a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. Oh! Getting a little I guess this is to tell us that we're on the Emmy route. Oh, hey, it's me.
Oh, that's the end of Act 1 then.
Wait! She was basically my height!
Because you slouch.
Okay, now it's more accurate.
Yeah, I was about to say, still think she's your height?
She was in that when she was running by me. She might have just been closer to the camera. Apple!
Okay, I was gonna be like, no way she got an apple down from a tree on her own.
Really, Gabe? Really?
Oh, come on. There was plenty of butt in that cutscene, too. Don't even act surprised.
No, I know, but, like, of all the stills they could have chosen for that.
It's a classic runner's pose.
They had to do it from the back. They couldn't show the face. Like,
no, because typically if you're in front of them, you're in the track, and that's rude.
I'm fine with butts, but sometimes it's a little too direct. My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise.
Emmy needs to have a lot of butt to make up for the fact his sow had zero ass in that cutscene.
Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in rubbing as a hobby, or not rubbing! Running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. Aw, no Kenji. The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not it'd actually show up. I don't
think Rin's up this early.
You never know with her, okay? The girl could, like, have not slept in the last 16 years and it wouldn't surprise me. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view.
You're late.
Bullshit! It would seem that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We both are early, in fact.
Damn, you got me there. Yeah, because remember, she doesn't bring a watch.
Right. Emmy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. Rin sounds like the sort of person who would live off of Monster, 5-hour energy, and coffee. Yeah, but how would she drink it?
Out of a teacup with her pinky toe held up.
Imagine drinking Monster Energy out of a teacup.
Yeah. Nah, I never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up.
Fucking knew it! $3.50. Okay.
She owes you a soda.
Yeah. How much yen was that in 2007?
300 and USD.
It was still 500 yen.
In 2000.
It was a trick question.
US dollar to yen 2007. I think $1 was 117 yen.
It's about $4 then.
Yeah. Yen used to be about a penny. Okay. I always find it weird that they do, that some places to have their currency be like, even the cheapest thing requires, like, several hundred of the currency.
Well, that's just because, at least for us, we stopped using change and we just skipped to dollars.
No, I know, but I mean, like, as a good example, in a Squid Game, the place that takes place in, which is a part of Korea, I believe, they use won, which apparently, like, let me look up exactly what this is. US dollar to won. Yeah, so $1. Oh wow, that's one United States dollar is 1,337 won. It's like, at that point, like, you could easily just cut the numbers down. I'm pretty sure they don't even have, like, individual one things. I'm pretty sure their smallest bills are like 1,000.
Got curious. Apparently, $1 US is currently worth 134 Canadian.
But did you know $1 US is worth $1 US?
Did you know, Rhino, that $1 US is worth 100 US cents?
I don't know if it makes that much sense.
Haha.
Haha.
Nice to know Andy was on my side, at least. Technically, the US should get rid of the penny, we just can't. Canada got rid of the penny, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, then you started making shit up like loony and toonies.
We always had that!
1 second. Oh.
Making shit up. Fuck off.
The Canadian penny went out of circulation February 4th, 2013.
Wow, that was a lot longer ago than I thought it was. Nice to know Andy was on my side, at least.
I wonder if that means if you still have pennies, if you're allowed to use them.
It was a wrong
places
number.
Just won't take them.
I think you're still allowed to use pennies. They just don't make them anymore. And then, like, when you get them, you, like, I don't know, get rid of them or something. I know that generally places just now, whenever something comes down to cents in the price, they round it to the nearest nickel.
Yeah, it's just like trying to grab their hat by the head. I don't know that particular urge.
Yeah, so loonies are just $1 and toonies are $2. It's the same as the US having the $1 and $2 bills, except they're coins for us. So we waste.
Yeah, but we got rid of the $2.
Yeah,
actually, no,
well,
Rhino.
we got rid of the penny. So
I just looked it up, Rhino. $2 bills are still being printed, even though they're very rare.
Still?
Yes. A grand total of 204 million $2 bills were printed in 2022.
Jeez. Are half dollars still being printed?
I've never even seen a $2 bill in person.
I think I've seen a 50-cent piece once. Also, something I remember is, like, when the penny was, like, they were first getting rid of it, I remember seeing this image of, like, Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory with text that said, Canada banned Penny? Did she neglect to offer them a hot beverage?
50-cent pieces are still being made, but you also don't see them as much.
Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer.
It amuses me that one of her emotes is her bouncing.
I'm just glad that they have, when they have her bounce, they don't make the boobs go up and down like crazy too, like any anime would.
Well, these are still images. They can't really do that.
I know, but they would find a way if they really cared. If they really wanted to do that. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I last stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay, though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out.
No, Hisao, you got to hold it for longer than that.
I'm trying, it kinda hurts a little.
That's because you're out of shape. You gotta get some flexibility in you, like this.
She goes down to the ground. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy! I see. Is that the sort of thing I should strive for? I could get my ribcage surgically removed. How would y'all say the name X-I-P-E? I would say Zipe. Maybe Zipe.
Yeah, I was about to go for Zipe. It is I, Zipe.
Zipe! Also, that's Emmy.
Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out.
That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly.
I then die.
I can't help but notice that when she... Sorry, I just had a mental image of earlier when we were running and had the heart attack. I'm just imagining us running along, and then we just collapse, and then just the GTA 5 wasted shows up on screen. You know, but also when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable.
Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. Oh, right, we haven't even started. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track, got it?
Didn't I die doing 2?
That's because you were dumb and tried to match my speed.
That sounds fine to me. Does it? This shouldn't be too hard, right? Well, the music cut out, so... A hazy memory of... A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her.
Trying to keep up, okay, Hisao?
Last time I did that,
that's how you died.
Yeah! Roger!
My name's Emmy.
We round the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I've started to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards.
Hey, where's the ticking sound?
Yeah, that's a good point! I want my clock sounds! Wait.
Are you doing...
I hear them.
Oh yeah, the music's just slightly louder. Okay. Are you doing okay, Hisao?
Never better. Fucking show off.
Oh really? Maybe I should speed up then, Okay, we're getting deja vu here.
I know. I don't want you to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes a statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again.
You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace.
I get the feeling that I'm being mocked.
At least you got a decent view the whole time while you're running.
If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. I know they're doing it for comedy, but just gonna throw this out there. If somebody who's out of shape is trying to get into shape, don't make fun of them. That's just a dick move.
I mean, she's not being serious about it.
No, I know she's doing it jokingly, but like, and they know each other, but like, even if you're trying to joke about it, don't do that to people unless you like actually know them and know they're not going to take offense to it. There's ribbing and then there's mocking. Yeah. Just like, be like, that comes with like anything. If you don't know somebody, try not to like rib them the way you would your friends because they might take it seriously.
This is Max's PSA on how to not be a dick.
By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. I'm going to call it right now that one of the sex scenes in this game, which we do have censored, is going to be like after a run we shower together. I'm calling it now. Meanwhile, most gym bros would just say props to you for trying to improve yourself. Yeah.
Wait, do they actually do things? It's not just like weird teasing shit.
Apparently, I know that there are what they call H scenes in the game, and by doing the censor thing from the options, they will be skipped. And when that happens, I will probably pull up the wiki, pull up the transcript of the scene, and then we can just read the actual dialogue from the scene that way.
I refuse to do sound effects.
We will not do sound effects. We will just...
Okay, then.
It's just for if there's any, like, actual dialogue, like, of import.
Okay, so they don't even do, like, summaries.
I don't think so, yeah, no. Well, if they might, but if they do, we won't read it. We'll just be, like, any like, actual... Like, if there's, like, actually having a conversation or, like, anything comes up besides the obvious. We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin.
Also, I do wonder if Emmy is kind of going for this approach because she saw how you were kind of competitive with her last time this happened. So she's like, okay, I could just stay like right ahead of him, and it keeps him motivated.
Yeah, but I'm like, is it really a good idea to like poke him about being competitive when the last time he was being competitive died?
I mean, she's definitely taking it easier than she normally would on herself, so I think she's still trying to like cater to your speed.
Yeah, I know. Like what the actual what she's doing is like definitely for us. It's just like the ribbing. I'm not. The ribbing I feel like might have had an unintended effect if she kept going with it.
Yeah, she was brief.
I know the context, but I just glance at chat and the most recent messages from Sylvia saying, "Yep, that's sex."
Here we go!
Toad?
That was not meant to be Toad.
She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. Look, Mario Kart 64 had some great sound effects. I still remember Luigi's "Here we go!" which I can only mimic when I vibrate my head. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle across the back stretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Yeah, so what was that you were saying, Rhino?
Look, she needs to exercise too. It can't all be at your speed. She waited until the last lap to go all out.
Come on. Oh, no, that's you. I keep forgetting.
Come on, Sal, you can do it.
I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles.
What's that like?
That's why I keep thinking she has it easier, because at the very least that's half of her legs that don't feel pain.
I can only assume that's more pressure on her thighs, but eh.
Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. See, that's why God invented the middle finger. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. Oh, good. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Glad we're going over this.
I mean, look, if you could see it.
I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest. What were you staring at the entire time you were running, buddy?
Look, her head height is below his. He'd be hard-pressed to not see it.
Wait,
and at least he's
wait,
like,
what?
look, I acknowledge it's there. I don't give too much of a shit right now.
Her head... Wait, what?
He is taller than her, so to look into her eyes, he has to look down, naturally meaning his vision cone will catch things lower.
That's... Okay, I thought you had it, like, inverted, where, like, if she was taller than me, her chest would be on eye level or something. And I was like, right, no, Emmy is short.
No, if they're not perfectly eye height with you, you see extra things. But he at least acknowledges, look, I am tired of shit. I acknowledge it. I go, okay. And then I continue dying.
But my legs and chest are burning so badly, I can't bring myself to care that much.
No time for boners. Need breath. Not bad for a first effort, is how.
Emmy, I'm having a heart attack. Wait, why? Did you run too much? No, but all the blood that my heart is pumping is going to the wrong place. I knew you. I say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it.
Also, girl, why would you wear a dark colored sports bra under a white shirt?
So that doesn't also turn translucent?
They're different materials, but...
I don't know how this works, okay?
Anyways, it might just be like it's what she has.
Or also,
I gotta get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down.
Also, she's used to running alone, I think, so I don't think anyone's ever brought it up. It is more pressure on the thigh and more concentration on your form, as prosthetics want to do weird things when you run, from what I've heard and seen. The leg wants to swing outwards rather than moving linearly like it should. So it's more work to, like, get it right, but it's less pain, is what it sounds like.
Different pain. Also, we just ran them out. Cool. I'm gonna go sprint. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Wait, you have to stretch after too?
That I do know is a thing, I'm pretty sure. I know it's something you generally do after most exercises. I guess it would include running. Sounds great.
Maybe that's what I need to do after I'm done picking up trees.
I'm sorry?
What?
We're not moving on until you elaborate.
It kills my back, so maybe stretching it afterward would help.
Elaborate on what you mean by picking up trees.
We have a lot of trees down right now, and we're getting more cut down, so whenever I move the sections of the trunk, it kills my back.
Oh, the sections. Okay. I was imagining you carrying...
Not all at once.
I remember when the tree in our yard, like, just a big branch from it fell down. And at one point I was like, can I push this? And I could not move it at all. And I am surprisingly physically strong, and I couldn't even get that thing to wobble. It was staying there.
Well, I wouldn't ever recommend pushing a branch. Branches are for pulling, or if you're really desperate, walking.
Not pushing, but like trying to move it is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I tried to like lift it, not even like lift it, just see if I could get it to move at all in any way, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
My legs are on fire and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose.
You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. You know, I have heard this advice multiple times. I still hate doing it.
I don't really understand how that would make sense. Surprisingly,
I think it's because it like stretches your lungs out more.
I guess. Surprisingly, she's... Can you hear it, Rhino, in the distance? Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me.
Okay, someone had fun with that.
On your left! There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me.
Is that why my feet, legs, and back want to kill me every day after work when I just decide to not move?
Yeah, you have to stretch before and after, otherwise your muscles will try to seize on you. It's also why you incorporate your cool down and work down into your exercise. Okay.
Huh. That may explain why when after I'm finally off my feet all day, I sit down, and then as soon as And anytime after that I go and get up, my foot acts like I'm setting it on fire.
I mean, that's called a foot falling asleep. I don't know about you.
No, it's just like, I'm good, I'm dead, puts it on the floor. Ah!
Isn't that lactic acid stuff?
That might be it, not certain.
Still, yes, stretching afterwards does help. I do know that. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not
I
just...
love that they bothered to blur her across the screen.
Woo! It's not just because she's on prosthetics, so that is interesting.
Meep,
meep.
Okay, I wanted to zoom in until her hair touched the screen.
The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her.
Feeling better, right?
Actually, yeah.
Do you want to take another lap around with me? I gotta cool down too, you know.
Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea.
Don't you judge me, Hisao.
Hisao leans out of the computer. I know what you do, Rhino!
I like to not move.
Everyone likes to not move, but you need to not move properly. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again.
He knows.
Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also, of course,
No. It's okay.
also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly so that I can see a small strip of her belly. Okay, that's different. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting.
My dude, how do you tell against, like, the white shirt and the white skin?
This is anime. In real life, it's more obvious. You've seen a white shirt in real life.
Yeah. It's also an admittedly see-through white shirt. Max. So how do you feel, Hisao?
Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. This is
My response would have been sticky.
This is one reason I want to, like, get into shape enough that I can actually, like, at least jog. I don't want to be, I don't care about getting super fit, but I want to at least be able to exercise a bit, just for the fact that I know runner's high is a real thing.
Well, I've had people who lift weights both work up to the weight they want to get to and work down from it as their cooldown. Well, me picks up the heaviest thing first. Because I'm like, my energy will only go down from here.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I have. It's like, I do the stretches, and I'm like, alright, it's time to start. I don't feel like doing anything anymore. Oh. Sorry, I just got an email from Roll20. Apparently the Tactician class is now a thing.
The what?
From Drizzt's Travelogue of Everything on DM's Guild. I don't know if that's homebrew or what.
DM's Guild is homebrew, if I remember correctly.
Okay, then it's just a homebrew thing that Roll20 is actually officially adding, like they did with the other ones that I don't remember the names of. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something.
That's exercise.
It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness.
If you really want to die, think about the fact that you have school after this.
That's why I don't want to run in the mornings, because then you still have stuff to do afterwards. But I don't want to run at the end of the day because it's night. But I don't want to run in the middle of the day because it's hot. So I just don't run.
Yep, that's the runner's high.
Runner's high?
Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline?
Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me.
I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? I love that the music just cut out, just fucking solid. It's just like you could hear him just like graceful music in his mind, like, this is pretty good. Says this line, falls over, just record scratch. Better than sex, right?
I open that mouth to respond shortly before processing what she's just said. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy.
Why did I agree to run with you again?
For your health.
Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time.
Oh no, we better get a move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour, and I need to shower.
Together? I should probably do that as well.
I need to see the nurse, too. Maybe you'll write me a note for being late.
Why do you need to see the nurse? I can just imagine Isao going into a what the fuck sort of look. I imagine it more as like that, it's like she says that and he does the thing where he holds up one finger and opens his mouth, stops, and then just looks at her.
It's just like error. It's like, how to respond to this?
And he points to her prosthetics as if that would explain everything.
It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat, friction, or sand. What? It gets everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Normally I only go out to practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day.
Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time...
Don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? Too true. So you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We'll both need the exercise, so it all works out, don't you think?
I think need is a strong word when it comes to you, but alright. Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right. I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy...
That briefly reminded me of, like, one line from a comedian. I heard one time it was like canceling plans is like the most addictive thing since cocaine. You do it once and you're like, wow, that was great. I should do this more often.
I could just choose to not do a thing. And he waves a quick goodbye to me.
Right, I'm off. Come have a lunch with us, okay?
What?
Lunch, you know, the meal in the middle of the day. Come have it with us.
Where?
On the rooftop. Rin likes it up there.
How far away are you from each other by now?
Zips back up to you.
When?
I mean, even I knew that one. Lunchtime. What else? That was a silly question.
Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. You know what? Fair. I'm with him on that one. Emmy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before.
It's also nice that she's just a happy person.
Yeah.
Not bad, Hisao. See ya.
Like, I sorry. Every time she just zooms around. But yeah, like, depending on the work and the characters, like, sometimes have I can get drawn towards like the shy characters, but I also really like the cheerful ones. I just don't like the asshole ones. I don't like the tsunderes. Natsuki is like the only exception to that, and that's because it's very clear from the start that she's playing it up.
Yeah, I find a decent spectrum that I enjoy. It can be like the shy ones who need to come out of their shell. It can be the happy ones, but also there's something about the ones that can kind of get you out of your shell too.
I also often like the tomboys and badass characters as well. You know what? Can I just play like that Joe Cat song? Because I think that's me.
Yeah.
With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop at the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me.
Oh no.
I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen.
Is that what they call it?
My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me.
Heart with the headband around its head, pointing down, it was like, get better!
Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. You think Kenji's gonna walk in on us again?
That's what I was getting concerned about, because it's setting up to be quite similar to that scene.
It's only after I get out and dry myself off that I realize that I've only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. That's also on the list.
No time for that.
The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. Here we go. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. Maybe doing these with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's given me a hell of an appetite. Ah, yes, because
ghosts.
They're blocking the zombie. Because that's what you need when you're, like, trying to be more in shape, is to be hungrier. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in. A good thing, too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria.
It's a simple sandwich wrapped in it with a sticker on it that says, eat in case of athletic girlfriend.
It depends on what you eat, but yes. I don't like a lot of vegetables, so I tend to have a problem there. It's not even just me being like, oh, I don't want to eat vegetables. I've eaten vegetables, and it's just so many of them don't taste good to me. Mostly because a lot of vegetables tend to be bitter or sweet, and those are two tastes that are a bit too much for me, usually. I'm not talking vegetables, actually. I know, but, like, vegetables are a big part of it, usually. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment. I was supposed to say an appetite. I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. Takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Hi, Rin! This is you, Tim. Did we lose Tim? Rhino, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, I was getting
I waited just long enough to wake you worry.
Don't do that! You made me think my internet went out.
Pranked.
Tim probably like went AFK to take care of something while we were doing the other stuff.
I can do deadpan if you want.
Sure, just until he gets back.
Maybe if I'm upside down.
Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish?
Things in the clouds.
Couldn't you just look at them right side up? Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation.
Then I wouldn't get a new perspective.
Is upside down really a new perspective? Aha! That caught her off guard! Rin looks pensive.
You may have a point. Maybe it's sideways. Someone had fun with this. Like, I may not have custom backgrounds, but damn it, I'm gonna spit these pictures.
Between like Eddie just going whoa and Rin just going. And then the
At some point, Kenji is going to sink below the screen, and I'm going to be scared.
Kenji is going to sink below the screen and then come back in from up top. Yeah, okay. That noise is part of the music, and it comes specifically out of my right ear and makes me think it's something knocking at my window. I hate it. As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges.
Dynamic entry!
kicking the door in like Candace in that Phineas and Ferb meme. Mom, holy fuck!
Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people in line.
She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her?
Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I'd never buy her lunch.
Are you back, Tim? Okay. If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs.
How ungrateful of you.
Well, you mean Emmy, not Rin, but yeah, I just realized Emmy is Cynthia, just a track kid and not a theater kid. She does have a lot of the kind of a mixed personality between like Cynthia from Fire Emblem and Lynn from Ghost Trek is what I'm noticing. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or if I'm witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. 2 girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles.
Hey, Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Hey, Tim, you're back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey. Didn't I already have this conversation? Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks.
I have no idea.
Well, at least she's as lost as I am.
Hey, Sal, you're coming to the track meet, right? Oh, God, there's more obligations. Also, by the way, that festival scene, not near as inclusive as I thought it would be.
What do you mean?
I mean, really, we got food and we got the mural, and that was it.
I mean, that might be because we were locked into the Emmy round. It seems like the festival...
I mean, we didn't even see what any of the other girls were up to.
Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it would be.
We haven't seen any girls except for these 2 since this act started.
I gotta love these horse blinders they put on us.
The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet.
Honestly, Sal, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet?
Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter.
Run or die.
Wait, run or die, or run and die?
Correct.
Ooh. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1 million.
So you will come after all. That's great.
I didn't say that either!
I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy.
Good idea, Rin. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over.
Have we seen any of the others since we pushed ourselves on the track?
I
don't know. I don't think so.
I think so.
If
Was
we
the
had-
Lily thing before or after pushing ourselves and almost?
Oh
dying?
right, yeah, that was part. That was 'cause that
Yeah.
was like part of the festival setup, and our pushing us was in the morning. So
Okay, so yeah, we're fine.
yeah, so like we'll still see them. Feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny.
Do it.
Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise, I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think that I could stand against both of them being disappointed. Never hear the end of it. When is it again?
Now. Hey, you're here. Next week, silly. I just told you if you did. Did she?
No, you didn't!
I forgot. Well, you won't forget to come, though, will you?
Of course I won't. I'll even make a note on a calendar or something. What? I don't know why that sounded like he was being sassy for some reason. Rin nods sagely.
That's probably a good idea, you know. Unless time changes, of course.
You can do that?
Rin gives a non-committal shrug. She has shoulders?
I guess so.
It hasn't yet, but you never know.
I'm actually curious about something. Hang on. I was like, is there a way I could look up to see where Rin's arms end? And the first thing I thought of was, all right, I'm gonna Google Rin shirtless. Hang on, I'll just look her up on the wiki and just not look at any of the stuff. I'll just look in the image gallery. Okay. That's more than I thought. So her arms go down to like the elbows, actually.
Oh, so it's like where her sleeves are tied.
Yeah, I thought they were just tied to just keep them from getting in the way of things, and it ended at the shoulders or something. That's more than I expected.
I guess that makes more sense, because if that was the case, they might have just stitched them up to be solid.
That's true, yeah.
Okay, noted. That's more than... I thought maybe she had about 3 or 4 inches past the shoulder. I didn't think she had all the way down to almost the elbow.
I don't know if the elbow is included in it. Alright. Did you read this, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug.
I suppose it can't be helped if that happens.
Remember, 2007, prosthetics have actually come a long way in 15 years. True.
It's called daylight savings. Be glad you don't have it in Japan.
Or here anymore. I mean, you don't officially have it, but people are stupid about things.
Not until next year, I think.
I wonder, okay, because I've seen this in fiction, and, I know it's fiction, but my thought is, does this actually exist? Are there, prosthetic hands that you can actually manipulate, move?
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it.
So it's not really a thing yet. Okay.
Not yet, but, depending on what you have left, you can use that to move stuff.
Yeah, but
they've been doing some tests for a really long time and starting to get there. But
yeah,
it's really
hands are obviously one of the hardest things to prosthetic because they're so complicated.
It's complicated. There's a lot of little bits and pieces to do. They're expensive, and also,
I killed the fly.
Not each human body has slightly different nerve endings, so you got to program it differently for each person.
Rin's just kind of out there, ain't she?
Not unless you're a time traveler or something.
You don't actually think that could happen, do you?
I'm now imagining Rin's the kind of person who invites you late at night onto the roof, brings a small bag, you get nervous, and then she pulls out just a tin of jerky or something. He's like, hey, you want to talk about multiverse theory? You're just shoot the shit and talk about exponential stuff. I don't think we do. Do we?
Rin shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything.
I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice.
I thought that was just I was about to make a very sexist comment. Never mind.
Whoa, Rhino.
Look, it's not going to be the first time that joke has been made.
For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it, though. Emmy merely nods.
As expected.
What's that supposed to mean?
This time, it's Emmy who shrugs. I think Rin's just contagious. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her.
Your response is the sort of thing I expect from you, that's all.
Am I really that predictable?
Can we get to the part where we eat? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating.
Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable.
Well, that's alright then.
I don't get the chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. That's a word, I guess. Emi jumps up, a look of panic on her face.
Oh no, I need to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for my next class.
She jumped so hard, she very briefly sent the planet out of orbit. Don't you wish you had a time machine now?
Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emi ignores Rin's comment.
Sorry, Hisao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? I usually clean up myself, but I gotta run.
Sure, no problem. Emi darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emi taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emi's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss our garbage and get to class. Oh hey! Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door.
Wait, other people exist in this game?
Well, to be fair, neither of those two are in our class, so they would have to come up eventually.
Nah, just keep skipping class. The scene, anyway.
Didn't see you in your cafeteria, Hee-chan? I can't remember what her voice was. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider.
It also occurs to me this is just one-on-one Misha time.
Yeah? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What? What are you talking about? You were on the roof, right? With both Rin and Emi, no less, you Casanova, you. We just had lunch, that's all. Misha bursts into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. You're so adorable when you blush like that, Hee-chan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret! Oh? Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. Time will tell! I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly...
See? Skip the whole thing.
Yeah. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. Zombie! I head down the hallway and make my way to my room. Bed! I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking at a particularly unsavory carcass. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Let's see, what was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Kenji! Unfortunately...
Kenji, tell me your latest conspiracy.
It's all about pizza! I'm listening. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. Ah, fuck! If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. Heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emi's probably down there.
I thought he was talking about the library, but...
Track... Well, he just said he's not up for reading.
Oh.
Track practice is ending, is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gotten that late already?
What are you doing down here, Hisao? Kind of spy on me, have you?
I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emi's the only person I could think of who I could visit.
So I'm your last resort, am I? Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emi. Is that what you thought?
Fuck you, Fly! She actually looks angry. A chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Wow! Emmy pouts, widening her
This
eyes.
is going to go very bad.
Widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy-dog resemblance. I haven't gotten to make any choices here, so whatever happens ain't on me. Kidding, I was kidding.
So you are down here to stalk me.
Wait, what? That's not what I meant! Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not a sleeper in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment.
Well, you're not wrong, I suppose, but you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know.
I nod, conceding the point.
Plus, I hang out with Rin sometimes too, so it really might take some effort to stalk.
What do you two do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common. You don't even have the same. You don't even share any limbs. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air.
That's what you think. I've got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know.
Oh, really? Like what? Emmy puts her head to one side as if she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time.
Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes.
I guess it makes sense. Emmy's a girl, after all. But Rin? Rin comes with you?
We usually swing by the art supply store. Plus, she likes a music store that sells all kinds of weird-sounding stuff. She says it helps focus her.
That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me.
Now, why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another.
Somehow I think that's all that Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out with Rin so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? This comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly.
Ha, that's the understatement of the year.
So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figured you'd hang out with a lot of people. But I think I've only ever seen you with Rin. Emmy seems unusually defensive.
Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Rin. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes.
Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin.
Why is he hung up on this?
I'm not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it's because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Rin-ish.
Because we have similar outlooks.
If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean?
It's like... Okay, Rin paints and stuff, right?
Yes. I'm not sure where this is going.
Well, I run.
And?
And paint runs whenever it's wet, so... Yeah. And that's why we're similar.
You lost me. Emmy frowns as if trying to figure out her answer.
Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons.
Huh?
You know, we follow our passions.
So you're passionate about running and Rin's passionate about art, is that it?
Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed.
Not surprising. I think any explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone.
She says we both chase after an extreme. Like she's always trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that.
What do you mean slowed down by anything? Emmy looks surprised and points to her legs.
You know, because I'm a runner, and Rin's a painter, in without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think.
Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me. But from Emmy's cheapest expression, she's not sure about it either.
That or it's the eye candy.
Excuse me?
What? I can appreciate both. Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's all that really matters.
I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I've got nothing better to do, I ask it. So what got you so into running anyway?
I mean, gotta go fast. I've been running since I was really little. My dad was a runner, so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run.
It's sounding like she didn't, but she was born with legs. That's what I assume.
It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby.
A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad.
Yeah, this is like the first time we've seen this expression.
Did something happen between them?
Man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I gotta get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse.
She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. Seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while and then stand up to head back to my room.
Hey!
She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention.
Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning, got it?
Got it! I head back to my room. Homework beckons.
Do me. The homework beckons seductively from your bed.
Abby, I need help. The homework's trying to seduce me. Ooh, a threesome!
Wait, is it math?
I think so.
Pass.
I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. Yeah!
Alright, so I'm gonna make up a random one now. It was a sick-ass explosion.
Accident of some sort, disease, or medical condition, all could cause amputation to be a possibility. The fact that she also seems sad about her dad, it makes me think her dad might have died. And that the first thing I think of with that is car accident.
Ooh, yeah.
Like a car accident where her dad died and her legs were crushed or something.
My sick-ass explosion was less sad.
Right now, the car could have exploded in a sick-ass manner after crashing. Does that make you feel better?
Slightly.
I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. This is me lying in bed, always. I wonder if this is a side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I'd like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be.
I feel itchy, like I'm missing something, or I need something to take the edge off.
Have you seen
God, I need to run.
Have you seen the one from the second Phoenix Wright game that had a sick-ass explosion and was sad? Yeah. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last time I checked, it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at the track, where for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I was expecting it to be like she's still there, but she's asleep. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down, a little. And then I die. Someone's shaking me.
Hey, wake up.
Guess I fell asleep after all.
What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something.
I rub my eyes and am confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Don't sleep,
Sounds like something Rin would say.
I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emi grins a little at my somewhat cranky response.
So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously, we need to run you harder today.
Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems a very Emi-ish response to the problem. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all.
I don't see the difference. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too.
I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. Emi pulls me up from the bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size.
Now come on, Hisao, we got work to do.
I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know, should I really be running? Emi glares at me. Good heavens.
What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect to work out the kinks?
Excuse me?
You've been sleeping on bleachers, for heaven's sake. The best way to get that soreness out and discover the hidden intricacies of BDSM is to run around a little.
Excuse me?
Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here.
There's no
I feel like I might be dreaming.
There's no arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down to the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emi and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this.
Ah, he's noticing. You know, Hisao, it's not polite to stare.
Shit! I wasn't staring, I swear! Emi raises an eyebrow and considers me for a moment as if evaluating my response. Calling it out, she's gonna go, what, I'm not good enough to stare at? There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. But then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly.
Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously.
In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Emi gives a casual shrug.
Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell.
Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go.
Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast. Just worry about keeping the pace. Got it?
You're the boss. Emi grins again and we take off around the track. I think I'm going to die. We're not even done with the first lap and my legs are on fire. My breath
legs are on fire.
My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow, and we've only just now rounded the second turn.
Come on, Hisao, you got 3 more laps to go.
I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emi's not even sweating. How would she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happened to the second?
Almost there, Hisao.
Liar, we've got another 2. Nothing to be done. I can't do this. Emi whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me.
Never say that. If you say that, you'll have already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it.
Oh, language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs move, move, move. They feel so sluggish. I'm in mud or molasses or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on.
Final stretch, Hisao. Give it all you got. So I was looking away, and when I looked back to get her line, I thought it said, final stretch, homie.
That seems like something she'd say. I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow I keep moving. Somehow I finish.
That's it, Hisao. I knew you had it in you.
The anger Emi showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won the gold medal or something. I stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's done this since... Oh god. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down. Stop racing.
No, 6 more laps.
I cough, and for some reason feel a grin crossing my face. This is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy. How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right there. But then I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. I look up and see Emi standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry.
On your feet. Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way.
Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emi keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible and say so. Emi laughs.
But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it?
I'm not sure, and I don't really have the breath to say so. That small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow, too. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly keel over, Emi takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Emi sprint. Are we gonna see it again? Aw, no. Never mind. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes. This time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing her normal grin. She's still smiling. There's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder, like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time, and her lips slightly parted, she looks beautiful. After we've both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Emi changes back to her usual self. The transformation I saw in her is gone.
Not bad today, Hisao.
There's almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emi colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst.
Sorry about that. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about.
What, saying silly things? Emi sticks her tongue out at me.
Idiot. I mean showing that you're alive.
Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that.
Besides, this is one of the hardest days.
What do you mean?
Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day is easier. You'll still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less.
So this will eventually get really easy, huh?
Yeah, of course. But then you have to increase the difficulty or you'll never get ahead. You'll just get complacent and you'll lose the sense of accomplishment.
So we'll have to run more than just 4 laps, huh?
Yep, but not for a while. You'll have to be careful, you know.
A thought strikes Emi and her face lights up.
Got it.
Got what?
You can come with me to see the nurse. That way you won't fall over dead or anything.
How charming. When?
Right now, of course. We need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then.
Grabbing my hand, she's off, pulling me along with her.
Nyeh.
Hey, it's Nurse Tim.
Yay, Nurse Tim. Woo! Favorite character.
My goodness, but you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy?
I have no idea how we got to the nurse's office so fast, but here we are.
I mastered fast travel.
The nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me.
You have plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away.
Somehow, it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this is a sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a passable imitation of remorse.
I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again.
The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly, it seems that he notices me.
Ah, hello, Hisao. What brings you here?
Well, I've been...
Hisao's officially joined me on my morning runs.
I start to explain, but Emmy cuts me off.
I thought he might need to visit you now that, so that he doesn't die or anything.
The nurse raises his eyebrows in mock horror.
Yes, that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Well then, Hisao, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you?
I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him.
A bit shy, are we?
He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy.
Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a free show, but it doesn't seem to have worked.
Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him.
You're an asshole.
Emmy bows to me apologetically.
I'll wait outside, okay?
I begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal, she doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door and the nurse is laughing as he watches her go.
Still got it.
I don't follow. He laughs again like he's in on some joke that's over my head.
I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we've had going on for a while now.
That sounds incredibly sinister to me, and it seems as if the nurse realizes that too.
That sounded a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, you're right. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired in the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident.
Hold on, what?
Okay, so she wasn't born without legs. We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck. It nearly killed her, and succeeded.
Sorry, I know there's a dash there with that last part against me, but also, I called it!
Yeah, you did.
He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news.
Well, that's not my place to say. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while. So we have a slightly more familiar relationship than is strictly professional.
He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir. I promise I'm going to be discreet. I've been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. It was, in fact, yes. There were only so many ways that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking.
Well, thanks. You're a good kid, Hisao.
So, we all know just from context clues, yeah? Yeah, at this point I'm assuming that the idea is the car crash also killed her father, because she had the bit earlier where she was like, mentioned her father briefly in past tense, and then he said, like, it nearly killed her and succeeded, and so yeah, I think we're putting it together. We don't know for sure yet,
why she still takes running so seriously. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, you know.
What do you mean?
You didn't see her learning to walk. She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally it takes years to get to a point where you can even think about running again. Emi did it in all about a year.
He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something.
Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her.
Wouldn't let her? Why not?
Because she'd go so far that her legs would start bleeding where they met her prosthetics. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. To say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emi will think we're up to something.
As he says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. You really should have heated it up or something before you used it. Why are the stethoscopes always cold? Do they have to be cold?
Normally because the doctor's offices are maintained at a comfortable temperature, and metal of that temperature, because of the ambient air, will be naturally lower temperature than your body's temperature.
I guess. After a few moments...
Temperature.
After a few moments, he leans back, satisfied with the temperature.
Well, you sound pretty good to me, Hisao. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you?
No, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath, though. My heart was racing by the end, too. The nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs.
It's probably just because you're out of shape. But if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay?
They keep harping on about him being out of shape, but according to that animation, he's not too bad.
I don't think they mean out of shape as in like in terms of like weight or muscles or whatnot. I think not weight, but out of shape in terms of what he's used to.
I think his muscles just atrophied while he was in the hospital for 4 months.
Yeah, like he looks fine, but his muscles are what's out of shape. He's out of shape in the sense that like he's thin but not fit, as opposed to being fat.
Don't push yourself too much, and of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right?
I put my shirt back on, the nurse leans out of the doorway to call in Emi.
What took so long? Now I'm gonna be late.
The nurse gives me a significant look.
I was just seducing Hisao, that's all.
What? Come on. What have I told you about seducing my friends?
I'd expected Emi to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he was a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse's innuendo.
I'll try not to do it again, though I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever.
Not freaking likely. Wow, music just... Pff. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emi regard me for a moment before bursting into laughter again.
Told you he was funny, didn't I?
Huh. I guess Emi does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff.
Well, Hisao, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you?
Crap. He's got a point, and it looks like I've only got a half hour. Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emi. And then Kenji. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emi's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I could just barely hear his voice drifting after me.
Emi, you've got to be more careful.
I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours and class hasn't even started yet. This is going to be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. After falling asleep in class... Oh. Okay. The morning sunlight streaming
The rest of that day didn't matter.
Wait, the morning sunlight streaming through my window wakes me up instead of my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Wasn't it
The rest of that week didn't matter.
Yeah, it was Sunday like 2 days ago! Because Monday did... So... That's like 4 days that we just skipped. I guess the assumption is just, and then the same things happened every day.
I went running, I almost died, the nurse seduced me, yada yada.
Kenji was there. Like, not when the nurse was seducing me, but Kenji was just existent. Emi has kindly deigned to give me weekends off from our morning runs. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday, or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I lever myself out of bed. All this running has really taken it out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emi wasn't lying to me. It has gotten a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. So there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Oh, I already do. Sorry, I've got pinged in something.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, pinball.
So apparently at the start of October, Twitch sub prices, if you're using mobile, are going to go up to $8 American.
Yeah, there are so many reasons that nobody uses fucking the Twitch mobile app, and they're just adding to it. They did an update to the Twitch mobile app that basically made it more or less not work at all. And now it's like, Twitch mobile subscriptions are gonna cost more. It's like, just don't use the Twitch app. Just ever, period. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emi said, it's hard to stop a routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emi. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes and I'd feel terrible about myself. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today?
Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are. Right?
Those puppy dog eyes again. Of course I'm going! I owe you, right?
Exactly, so don't forget, okay? Okay?
Wait, we skipped multiple weeks? No, she said it was in a week, right?
She said it was in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we only skipped the one. Crap, Emi's track meet. She said it was in 2, I thought. No? She said it was in a week, I told you a few days ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. She said it was in a week when we were on the rooftop eating lunch.
Yeah. I better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she's the only reason I'm even considering going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going.
And Rin was supposed to make sure we go.
And so...
Damn it, Rin, why didn't you dynamic entry my door?
I couldn't open it. And so I soon find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people, all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. Alright, and from the away team we have all 6 of these people, and from our school we have this disabled girl. Begin!
They did say other schools like theirs, so...
I guess, yeah. What is... I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. After you see that there could be 2 schools with a bunch of defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which in most cases would be a bad thing, but in this case it sure as hell isn't. It's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn that there's a lot of others who'd kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. And that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I've got a chance of being alive through college, but there it is. I feel like if you had a condition where you would be dead in a couple of years, I feel like school would stop mattering. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musings by the appearance of Rin near the entrance to the bleachers.
You came. In your pants.
God damn it! I was thinking about Emi too much. Of course, I said I would, didn't I?
That doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through.
And wait, he sound not defective. That's a bad thought process. 2007.
Lots of people say things and don't mean them.
Well, I don't. Rin shrugs. Seemingly bored with our conversation, she turns on her heel and heads back toward the stands.
I owe Emmy money now.
Why's that?
I didn't think you'd show up.
I'm noticing a trend!
Emmy did. So I owe her 500 yen. So this is why Rin didn't come to get us.
You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Another shrug from my armless companion.
I don't think so.
I don't have a betting problem.
I can quit anytime I want. I'll bet you. We enter the bleachers and Rin nods upwards.
What are they gonna do if I owe them money? Break my hands? Up there. I came out to see if you'd come.
For the bet, I presume. Rin leads the way, and soon we've settled down on an almost empty bench.
New portrait!
There's an older
Who
woman
dat?
sitting next to Rin. Someone's mother, I assume. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Woman with braid.
I never made it this far, so I didn't know that there were more characters who got introduced.
It's been a while since you voiced someone other than the protagonist, Max.
Kenji.
You raised a fair point. There's only 2 at this episode so far.
We also switched to him voicing Misha.
But that was his choice.
Well, it was so that Rhino would actually voice Emmy, and this entire route wouldn't be me.
I voiced Rin and the nurse, who are 2 of the bigger side characters of this.
Yeah. Well, this is surprising. I thought you went to get a snack, not a boy. Oh, I am a snack. Sorry, laughing at my own joke. Huh?
A snack? I wondered why I was down there.
Okay, I need to point something out that I learned recently. You know how you always have that feeling of like you walk into a room and you're like, wait, what was I gonna do in here?
Yeah.
There is a reason for that happening, and it boils down to your brain treats doorways as loading zones. Like, I'm not even joking. Your brain literally, like, you walk into a new room, and your brain is like, well, whatever I was thinking about was for the previous room. So what happens in this room?
Yeah, I typically only get that vibe by like trying to follow my train of thought.
Yeah, that's generally why. And also, like, it compartmentalizes the room, your thoughts based on the scenery, more or less. So if you decide I'm gonna go do this thing, and then you leave the room, your brain is like, throw out all the thoughts, including your planning. The woman laughs, again in a way that seems familiar. I'm gonna guess this is Emmy's mother, probably. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Meiko Ibarazaki, Emmy's mother. Knew it. Pleased to meet you. Well, that
But
explains.
you're a lucky man, Hisao. Look what Emmy's gonna grow up to be.
Right.
Minus the legs.
Look.
Look, we don't know. Maybe she's amputated too. She's like...
Uh-huh.
She's like a taller, older, and better endowed Emmy. Look, I don't want Emmy to get boobs that size. Flat is justice.
Also, that's not exactly how shirts are supposed to work, but we'll go with it.
I mean, it looks like it's cinched around the waist, so...
I assume it's a Japanese thing. Apart from her hair being a darker shade than Emmy's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. Sorry, I'm Hisao Nakai. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Mrs. Ibarazaki. That's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? Another laugh from Emmy's mother. I love how Rin's eyes just dart to the side nervously.
I don't think Rin can be nervous.
I take it you've not known Rin for that long, then. It's best not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume. Rin nods, seeming pleased by this assessment.
She's right. I was thinking about sunsets.
You see, it's this really is just the perfect mother of a child's best friend interaction of just being like, oh yeah, I know what you're like. It's really up to us to make introductions and the like. For lack of any better response, I nod. Mrs. Ibarazaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, how long have you and Rin been dating? Okay, hang on!
Rin, about 3 weeks.
My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Emmy's mother bursts into laughter again. Huh, you're a blusher, aren't you? I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. So this must be a new romance then, mustn't it? Wait, that's not the question that... Another laugh. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm. I see where Emmy gets the humor from. Yeah. I'm sorry, forgive an old woman her amusements. Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. I'm 73. Clearly Emmy gets her youthful features from her mother. I suppose I can let it go. How kind of you.
Nah, you know when an Asian woman is old, because they'll look old.
Yeah, theirs is not gradual. Theirs is a switch.
It's startling. Or it's starting.
It's startling, the switch they have.
Isn't that like elves? Where like they look young for so long and then like in the last century of their lives it's just...
Kinda.
Yeah. People always make that joke, but it's true about Asians. They just look the same until they're like 60, and then they look like they're 90.
I see where the person behind Emmy is looking.
I direct my attention to
the person behind her.
They're all doing it, let's be honest. I direct my attention to the track where they're preparing for the first sprint.
Specifically, Emmy is the one in really short shorts.
I think she might be the only girl. No, I think the third one is in that, too.
I think the second one's a girl. I think they might just have, like, different preferences. And yeah, I think the third one's in that. I think the idea is they're all girls, because that's the way sports happen. It looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emmy. She's smiling, with an almost cocky look on her face. Sorry, that scared me for a second. I forgot about starter pistols.
Canadians
use a gun. Why are starter pistols still a thing?
I don't know. I mean, I know they just fire blanks all, but still, it just it was so out of nowhere. It's just like Emmy's there, ready to run, looks cocky. I have a gun.
Because it's probably because you're not going to hear a gunshot any other time. It's very noticeable.
Yeah. Plus, maybe also
fun fact, they really aren't anymore.
Yeah, I imagine they use whistles and such now, but I imagine they use it for a while because, like, it's a very quick noise, so there's no like confusion about, oh, do I go when it starts or when it ends sort of thing, like there would be with a whistle. Plus, it's a consistent sound. Starter raises his pistol. Emmy explode. Yeah, a few of them are wearing them. Yeah,
it's all girls.
Yeah.
I was like, they wouldn't have boys and girls competing against each other. They don't do that.
A couple of them are wearing the same type of shorts. That person in the back there looks like she is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, but look at the person on the left of Emmy there who's just like, no thoughts, head empty. Just fucking smiling.
The way her arms are, she just looks like she's strolling. La la la. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts come to naught, though, since a final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least a half second behind. Mrs. Ibarazaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emi bounds off the track, looking pleased with herself.
I wasn't happy with like the positions on that screen. They looked awkward.
What do you mean?
I don't know, just like the look at Emi's leg.
It's a prosthesis, Rhino!
No, but it's like way out to the side.
My issue is that they're like all tied except for Emi. That would not happen.
It's probably just to, like, emphasize it or something.
Probably. It just looks awkward, but eh.
I get what you mean, but it probably just kind of it looks that way because of the prosthetic. Also, she just crossed the line. She's probably, like, skidding to a stop.
In the screen before that, I had a problem with Emi's fingers.
What?
Oh, they're tiny. Look at her little paw hand.
Why does her left hand and her right hand look like they were drawn by two different people?
That's what I was thinking. Like, her fingers look like they're different lengths on each hand.
Oh yeah, Sylvia says that's what they meant by the leg wanting to swing sideways. Yeah.
Oh, alright.
I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. I think she's gotten faster since last time. That was incredible. Mrs. Ibarazaki grins proudly. Emi's a heck of a runner. We fall silent as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emi striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Emi's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints. It's a lot of running, but Emi can handle it. From the looks of things, she's right. Emi doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'd never know. Which event is this? It's the 200-meter dash. She'll do this one, the 100-meter, and the relay. I see. Once again, the pistol sounds, and once again, Emi flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Rin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emi's mother cheers again, and I assume that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. That is the point of them. Your foot. Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers.
Oh.
You seem pretty into this stuff. I'm surprised. Rin looks at me quizzically.
Why wouldn't I be?
No reason. I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you.
I suppose you're right.
I don't enjoy this. Gets up and leaves.
It's not that interesting.
Gets up and leaves.
But I'm watching Emi, not the sport.
I don't follow.
Emi's the most Emi when she runs. You don't get to see Emi at her Emiest very often. But here you can, see?
She directs my attention toward the track again, where the 100-meter dash is about to start. I watch Emi closely. As she gets onto the starter blocks... Is starter blocks just like a term? Because I thought that there was like actual things that they put their feet against or something. But I don't
It depends where you are.
Her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set up, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be a grin and could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage. Like she was always moving at this blinding speed. But we couldn't see it happening until the starter's pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds, I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emi. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. The conquering general returning to his farm. Amazing. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast. No, I think Emi's prowess all came from her father's side. At the mention of Emi's father, Mrs. Ibarazaki looks wistful, almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it would be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. But after that look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask. Where is her father now, if I might ask? Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude. He isn't around anymore. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising, considering. They were very close. I see. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Mrs. Ibarazaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages? What is he, 16? Oh, nothing. I've got to go meet up with a friend of mine. Will you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight? Of course. I'll admit that I zone out for a while. I almost don't notice that the relay's about to begin, but when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay.
She runs Anchor. So she won't be running for a while yet.
Ah.
Did you see it?
Huh?
Emmy at her Emiest.
Maybe.
Maybe this time.
The race begins, and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass the baton. Finally, hey, same picture, but more to the right now, so we can see this other oh, no, never mind, it's panning. No thoughts.
No thoughts, hit him.
I'm freaking out! Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handle. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emiest, I suppose. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's a definite stumble. Rin inhales sharply and actually looks concerned for a second.
Oh, Emmy.
Did she hurt herself, do you think?
You noticed it too? It must be bad.
She frowns as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome and she shrugs again.
Well, let's go down. We gotta crown the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch.
That's not going to be easy. Rin shrugs.
At least we tried.
Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all. But hey, whatever. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. And yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Then again, I'm not sure that Rin would do such a thing even if she had arms. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me, at us.
Hey, you showed up.
That was weird.
Guess Rin owes me money, huh?
We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but Hisao didn't find one.
Hey, neither did you. I still love the thought that of running a marathon and not dying is an unintentional flex on the guy who started the whole idea of marathons. Wait, what?
It wasn't my job to look.
When did we assign jobs?
When I said, see if you can find a laurel branch. Try to keep up.
I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off on me. Seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Rin and me.
It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me somehow.
Sure.
Good. So how'd I look?
I stop myself from blurting out beautiful or amazing and settle for the substantially safer, very impressive.
Damn it, man. Get your bravery stat up.
Emi seems pleased with this assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her lack of legs. Figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her efforts somehow.
Great to hear. I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess I did fine, huh?
Actually, I noticed Rin kicks me and keeps me from finishing my sentence.
What was that all about?
You noticed it at the end.
That's no good. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later.
There's a carelessness in her voice, as if it isn't a big deal, but I suddenly notice a slight twitch on her face. Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I notice her breathing is a little shallow, too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concern, because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder.
Hey, you look a little worried. I'm fine, really. Just sore from all the running, that's all. And come on, a little pain isn't going to stop me.
Oh no. Emi grins, and for a moment she looks like she did during her sprint. Fierce and unconquered. Or to put it another way, really beautiful.
Hasn't yet.
Well then, guess I shouldn't worry, huh?
Damn right. I'm Emi Ibarazaki, the fastest thing on no legs. I don't stop for anything.
Impressive.
I thought a car would be the fastest thing on no legs.
Wheels are legs. Marathons happen because in ancient Greece, someone ran for days on end after fighting and surviving a battle to deliver a message or warning to the city of Marathon, dying only after he delivered the message. Oh. Okay. Emi giggles and then seems to remember something.
Oh, before I forget, Min and I are going to do something next Sunday as a Pokes Tracks Meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since the track meet is on a Sunday, I've got homework in class and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course.
Right, of course. Oh, right. Your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight.
I thought I saw her in the stands. I'm glad she made it. Used to be my dad who showed up to my meets, but Mom's done a pretty good job taking over.
She shivers slightly, and I realize that she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow, too. I'm not cold at all, and I've got my jacket with me, so without a word, I throw it around her shoulders. Emi jumps slightly and then grins at me.
Hey, thanks. It's going to be a little cold, I guess.
Yeah, looked like it. Just as I begin to wonder whether or not giving Emi my jacket could be taken the wrong way, a boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey, Em, you're gonna miss the medal ceremony!
Oh yeah, thanks.
She turns to Rin and myself.
You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever.
The whole idea of a marathon star in tribute to that messenger, but it's somewhat of a weird flex to do that run without dropping dead. Okay, but to be fair, they ran for days on end after fighting and surviving a battle, like in a war. So I think if we tried, like, doing everything they did, it would be a different story. Just doing part of it is...
to LARP in full armor and then run a marathon.
Yeah, doing just part of it is not a flex. That'd be like looking at the person who's lifting the world's strongest weight, or the world's strongest man lifting weights, and I just lift a barbell, or a barbell once, and I'm like, yeah, I did it. Right.
Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late, Hassan. Morning run tomorrow, don't forget.
I swear, I heard in the generic crowd voice, I swear I heard someone go, I swear you could be a backup dancer. I swear to God I heard that. How could I?
Good point. I mean, it is spending time with me after all.
Yeah, it's fair. Running in full armor is certainly more of a challenge, especially since good footwear is a luxury most don't have. Also, presumably being injured from a war. Hey, Do. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as a medal these days. Rin and I head away from the track, Rin remaining deep in thought, or remaining deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up.
You're probably not getting that coat back, I think.
I'm sure I'll get it back eventually.
Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Very Emiest.
With this odd statement, she turns and heads into the building. Honestly, was it that big a deal? Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of those problems seems like an obvious reaction. And I guess there is a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Rin has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. Odd. I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing. I have a feeling that injury is going to end up being more serious than we thought. They wouldn't bring it up otherwise.
I imagine it's that it's probably like an infection or something, or she got like a cut.
All I know is I'm expecting it to be something that results in her not being able to run for a short time.
May I request a small break here?
Alright.
I just need to take the dogs out.
Alright. Small pause.
No, big pause.
Damn.
We still don't have a be right back screen.
I'll have one starting on Sunday.
Alright. I will be right back.
Alright. Alright. Oh, hang on. There we go. Now we're back. Alright.
Is Dr. Tim here?
Yeah.
Yes. Also not doctor, nurse.
Dr. Tim, SN, school nurse.
Important distinction.
You haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days.
And the nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days? I knew I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. Then today, while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight, and it was only for a second, so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really it couldn't have been that bad.
Trust the medical professional.
Why do I feel like I'm making excuses to the nurse?
Also take your medicine.
Moreover, why do I feel a need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room.
Hisao, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard.
If I don't push myself, how will I improve? I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an nurse seems to have an idea.
Now where have I heard that before?
He laughs and pats me on the shoulder.
She's rubbing off on you, I guess.
Oh, is that what these stains are?
His expression changes again, and he's back in serious mode.
Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you.
Oh, come on, dude. I don't think it was that bad of a joke.
I'd prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. Bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge.
I hate to admit it, I think he's right. Gotta remember to take my medication. You're right. I'm sorry to worry you.
Who's worried? You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Hisao. A situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast.
Or die.
I know. Or die. His expression suddenly becomes devious.
I suppose you started to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, eh? You enjoy the fact that you're slightly slower than her?
Bitch.
Yeah, they've really been helping me. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while.
That she was, Hisao. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way.
The whole fucking school knows.
Oh yeah, wasn't that big of a deal. I had honestly forgotten all about that. I still haven't gotten it back. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he's just made a joke.
Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it. And I know she appreciates your running with her in the mornings.
This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep to a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think that I was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders.
I believe we figured out that this is technically like college-ish.
I'm pretty sure, at the very least, these characters are, like, legal.
She tries harder when you're around. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you.
What the heck does that mean?
Oh, you'd love to know, wouldn't you?
He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. Go ahead, Tim.
No, seriously, it's because you're her friend. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably.
I'm now imagining Rin running just head forward like she's a fucking battering ram.
But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it.
What do you mean, even if she never says it?
Emmy doesn't talk a lot. But
Bullshit!
She and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time.
I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I see. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed.
Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damn medicine.
I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Ugh, I'm dying again! Oops, sorry about that.
Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Do you need to go to a hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person. This is cascading quickly.
The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down. How the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner.
Pat,
Hey,
pat.
settle down. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. It smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's the scent of activity. And a hint of strawberries. From her shampoo, I suspect.
Activity and Strawberries, a new scent by Emmy.
just need to remember to take my medicine, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
You sure?
Her voice is muffled, mostly because at the moment her face is pressed to my chest.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down. I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head.
Wonder how much of the... We'll find out. No spoilers.
I will say this isn't the Steam version.
Thank goodness.
So it is like, I do have the censored scenes thing on.
You really had me worried there, Sal.
Suddenly
I am also here.
Then this is you.
Oh. Emmy, you going to come here anytime soon? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting?
The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs.
Of course not. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and Sal?
Yeah?
Take your damn medicine.
This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. I'm dying again. Yeah, I'll remember. See you later. Gunnar smiles again like he's in on some joke I don't know about, and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. I need a shower. A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head are now any indication. She was really soft. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up or not at all. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. Ah, the roof! Strange that it feels so natural to me for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. And again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get the feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in the hospital. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing, and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is a deep blue with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down and wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. And then I fall asleep and die. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing.
Seems to have fallen asleep on us, man.
Maybe he's faking to lull us into a false sense of security.
How would he do that?
No idea.
Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep.
What?
Put a fork under his fingernails. That's how they test for dead bodies.
Oh god, no. Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can, peering at me intently.
Oh, you're awake. Guess we don't have to kick you then.
Was it part of your master plan?
What are you talking about? Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with the motion.
I'm not sure either. Must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose.
She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite for the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emi are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emi whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if that would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emi laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emi's looking at me. Her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there. Emi rolls her eyes, while a slight quirk of the eyebrow is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention.
I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things.
Oh, it is high school. I assume
Nope.
it's like last year. Right? That makes sense to me.
Yeah, sure. Yep, works for me.
We know that
You know,
Emi has been here for longer than 1 year because she started attending when the nurse did, and I'm just gonna hang on.
we don't need numbers. We can assume. Max, no. We just need
I got
to
really
assume.
scared for a moment. I just Google searched Katawa Shoujo age, and I got 12 years. That's the age of the game.
Dew says they're all seniors.
Okay. Like, I would assume, but just want to be sure. I don't think so.
They're all 18 except Hanako at the beginning of the game, who turns 18 during the game, and Emi, who is actually 19.
Oh. Okay. They did mention that she spent a year trying to learn how to walk again, so she was probably held behind. That's my guess. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow?
What are you going to put down?
That's a really good question. Guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with the heart attack and all, I'd really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I could safely start planning ahead again. Not enough of a distinction to let them off the Steam TOS hook. Man, Rhino literally plays a game where he looks at the Steam, like, front page or recommended or something, and sees how many sex games there are. But this is not fine. Okay. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue. I always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college. That or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular. Do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything.
Alright, Mama's talking to me. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you?
She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in her laugh again. It's so girlish. High and giggly like part of the cliche, like a babbling brook. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I can't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emi considers this for a moment and grins. It's the conjunction of sex and a school-uniformed populace. You know what? Yeah, that's fair.
That's a pretty good idea, Hisao. I just wrote down pirate.
I'm momentarily stunned, then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you? Emi looks mock offended.
Hey, look, Patrick, I'm Peggy the pirate.
I'm Blindbeard the pirate.
That's Lily.
Well, I got the legs for it already, so I just kind of figured.
Even Rin seems amused by this. I do like when Rin smiles. It's very rare.
Yeah. Just you wait. I'll be the terror of the high seas. I'll show you all. I've even been working on my pirate voice.
Oh, you ready, Rhino?
Oh boy.
She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop, shouting orders.
Yar me hearties, give 'em broadside with the long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters.
Do you even know what that means?
Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks.
Not really. It's on the delivery.
The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. Is there something wrong? Rin considers the question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head.
Nope.
Oh, why the staring then? Rin shakes her head again.
Nope, I don't get it.
Get what?
The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't.
Great, she saw me staring. I should probably think I'm a pervert or something. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. Oh really? I was just distracted is all. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. Oh boy.
Oh, great.
I'm greeted by
It's
the
been like forever since we've seen Shizune.
Yeah, and I haven't missed her. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Up on the roof again, Hee-chan? You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right! The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know? Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially. But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are too cute together. She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush. You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan. Hey, come on! I'm still new here, sort of. Isn't it mean to pick on the newcomer like this? Nope! It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. Ah, I see. Well, you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep! Ah, that aside, Hee-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise, or here in class bright and early. Unlike you. Shizune looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. She tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am. So what did you need me for? Not another attempt to rope me in to do their dirty work, I hope. We had to give you something, and since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room. Something? Like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan. Muto entering the room ends our conversation, and we all head to our seats. It's only after I settle down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean you two seemed to? Was Emmy staring at something too? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind if it were true.
All right, I was about to accuse him of starting to obtain brick syndrome.
But it's best not to think of that. I don't need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. Oh boy! Before I can open my door, however, I am suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk! These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man, they've got to stop! What? You're running around on the rooftop with the limbless wonders! They're women, man! You'll get yourself killed running around like that! I don't follow. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt at explaining himself patiently. We're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. And if I've thought of it, you can be sure they've thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see. Good! I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry? I need to get a drink, man! I've been inside all day and the tap water's been compromised, as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. And since I've just saved your life with my timely advice, you can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned, handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospect of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing
You just got a letter. You just got a letter. You just got a letter. Read it, damn it.
Take your medicine, damn it. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow morning's run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, Dew, for doing the proper ending.
It's the first... What is the music? I don't... Oh, this is going to be bad. I thought at first it was going to be like just a love letter from Emmy or something.
Yeah, the music is very ominous.
Yeah.
I'm concerned now.
It's the first piece of mail I've received here at Yamaku, so it'd feel special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. Oh my god, that's the girl who asked us out at the start!
Oh,
That's what I thought it was. The girl who gave us the heart attack.
Oh boy. I have
you're the one I almost died for.
I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I'd expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward. That's a way to put... Oh, no, never mind.
Well, no, she was in the hospital for a bit.
She visited him a couple times.
Right, sorry, I thought he was talking about when he died. So, embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault, she nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I open the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second-year class got put together in Class 3-1 for the final year, so we're pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they're so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even old Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams. It's so weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first years seem so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Yeah, I think I've had quite enough of this. I crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah, I would at least finish reading.
You didn't even finish the letter, dude. What a dick.
Yeah. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going to the wastebasket.
Oh, I wonder if he's gonna read it again later.
That was an apology for abandoning me. Except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here, now, I've got other things on my mind. Emmy, for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital in what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now, about that homework. You're a dick, read the fucking letter. Like, I kind of get where he's coming from, but he should have finished reading the letter at least. So what's the plan for today anyway? I'm waiting patiently in the hallway of the girls' dormitory just outside of Emmy and Rin's rooms. Emmy is apparently helping Rin with getting dressed. I suppose it makes perfect sense, as I have no idea how Rin would get dressed otherwise.
Picnic.
Picnic?
That's what I said.
Sounds pretty
Heck,
exciting. What's him?
Heckneck?
Picnic!
I know, right?
Rin chooses this moment to make an observation.
The sky seems threatening today.
Looks up. There's a cloud holding a knife.
Ooh, I'ma stab ya. That sounds like an ASDF movie bit. Just reminds me of the one I told you about before. It's like a, look out! It's a gunman! A guy with a gun for a head. Hey, I'ma stab ya. Or, I sure hope I don't get hit by a car, gets punched in the face, zooms out, it's a car with fists. That's for sleeping with my wife. ASDF movie is amazing. Anyway, actually, I noticed that too on my way over. Despite the sunshine of the early morning, the afternoon seems to have taken a turn for the gloomy. There's a heaviness to the air as well that usually heralds a rainstorm. I wonder if I should have brought my umbrella. She's got a point. Emmy, are you sure that you still want to risk getting caught in the rain? I don't even know why I bothered asking. Emmy pops out of Rin's room into the hallway, looking shocked that it even suggests canceling our plans.
Of course. What, the threat of rain's supposed to stop me? I'll fight rain.
It would stop me. I can't help but grin at her belligerent response. It's almost like she's daring the rain to come.
Come at me, rain.
I'm ripped, motherfucker. I don't even have legs and I'm the best runner. If Mother Nature were walking down the street, I think Emmy would probably start a fight with her.
It knew. It knew.
I'll fight Rain is such an Emmy line. Yeah. Or at the least challenge her to a race. In fact, Emmy seems almost aggressively cheerful today. Rin wanders down into the hallway looking her usual self. Well then, are we all ready to go?
I'm ready.
Rin nods and says a single word.
Basket.
I did not expect that word.
Yes, not the word I expected either.
Faint-hearted?
Basket. In Emmy's room. You should carry it.
Emmy claps a hand to her mouth, embarrassed.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot all about it. Nice save, Rin.
Imagine going out on a picnic and you forget the food.
Emmy darts into her room and emerges with what looks like a very well-stocked picnic basket. I don't think I've ever been on a picnic. I've been camping, and that's the closest I've come to it.
Same.
Like, if I'm gonna eat, why am I gonna eat where there are bugs?
That depends. Is it still a picnic if you're on a picnic table?
Rhino, repeat that question to yourself.
Look, most people imagine it with the whole cloth and on the ground shit.
Well, a picnic is really just going out to like an area, like a field or a park with food and eating. And that's
Yeah,
it.
a picnic is just eating outside, away from, like, wherever you live. As she hands it over to me, I note that it feels heavy enough to be one, too. Lord, how
I've
much
had
food does she
picnics
have?
in the car.
More to
It
the-
has to be outside, Rhino.
Damn it.
More to the point, where'd she get the money for all this? Also, it doesn't count if you're eating at school.
I mean, I figured that.
Okay, just making sure you didn't go like, well, that's away from where you live.
You ever have one of those schools where it's like you can only eat in the eating area and food's not allowed outside it?
Yes.
I haven't been there, thankfully, but I also didn't really care that much either way. So, are we set to head out?
Yep.
Rin gives another nod. Does she give another single word? And this time it's something like, fireflies. Bring the fireflies, Hisao.
Onward.
And we head out of the dormitory. I can't help but frown when I notice how gray the sky's gotten in the 10 minutes I was inside.
They just put a slightly gray filter over the picture.
It's making my eyes mess up.
Still,
I'm like, is my screen weird?
Not, you're fine. Still, Emmy does not seem concerned by such petty concerns, repetitive, as the color of the sky. She's positively skipping as we walk. Which reminds me,
Ironically, the background is desaturated.
where are we going? This brings Emmy up short and she shoots me an embarrassed look.
Are we about to go picnic on the freaking roof?
She's always up short.
You know, I hadn't really thought of that. What do you think, Sal?
Well, there's a spot where we ate during the festival, but it might be nice to leave the campus for a while. However, I'm not sure if there's any good places to do that in town. Just as I'm about to open my mouth, Rin unexpectedly interjects with a suggestion.
Haha.
There's a park in town near the art shop.
Great idea, Rin. I totally forgot about that place.
Crisis averted. Do you know how to get there, Rin? Rin shrugs.
It's pretty likely.
Rin's look just makes me think of a line I heard today. Gender's a game and I'm winning by doing nothing? That reminds me of what I heard when I think her name's Riku from like or Rika or something, the ground type user from Pokemon Scarlet Violet of the Elite Four. The one who's like a girl
Rika.
but looks very androgynous. And somebody like posted a picture of her with the image. Nobody knows if I'm a man or a woman, but everyone thinks I'm hot, and therefore everyone is gay.
Yeah. Scarlet Violet really liked its androgynous boss fights with like Grusha and then some of the team star leaders.
I choose to
My
believe
tiny 4-year-old in the shepherd outfit.
there's no way Grusha was like not intended to be like trans. That it's Like, it's so, like, he looks so, like, incredibly feminine, and him being male is just out of nowhere. It's like, they had to have probably intended that, right? And just couldn't say it because Japan.
I thought Rika was funny because of the fact that they look so different in the interview with their glasses on and everything.
Yeah. Also,
Just like they appear out the next door with no glass on. Who are you? I was just in there with you. Oh.
I always like how like Rika and Poppy are totally not at all what you expect from Elite Four, and then the other two guys are like, they're just guys.
Larry.
Sorry, Rhino. So what you're saying is it was an Elite Four inspector? Rico, the Elite Four inspector!
Also a member of the Elite Four.
They don't even try to explain how a 5-year-old is an Elite Four member.
She's just really good. She's just a prodigy. That's all there is to it. It's the same reason why you're able to be champion at 10, so, in, like, the first game.
It's slightly more understandable in that region where the age is kind of all over the place just whenever you decide to do it.
Love how no one questioned that Larry was an Elite Four member. Well, it makes sense. He's working 2 jobs.
Yeah, it just made complete sense to me whenever I saw it.
Larry saw the most common type to be associated with flying and is like, okay, I can do that one too.
Admittedly, whenever I first saw it, I was like, wait, is he going to be normal type again? Flying now. Oh.
And then you remember what his ace was when you fought him as a normal user, and you're like, oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is what happened. Good enough for me.
I would prefer knowing for sure, but what the hell. Lead on, Rin. The 3 of us quickly make our way off campus and take the road down into town.
I kind of half expected to show the gate. Oh, it's locked.
Now we have to climb over. Looks at Rin. Good luck.
Looks away from Rin. Looks back. Rin is on the other side of the gate.
How did you do that?
I jumped. I don't know. I kind of like your croissant.
How did you get to the other side of the gate? I went through the gate. But the gate's closed. Yes. I really want to do Rin's round on a separate playthrough. We gotta see more of her.
It's really mountainy outside of school.
Yeah.
This basket's a bit heavy. I hope that the park is close by. Those like things.
I love Greytown.
Those things.
Where did the mountains go?
They're behind the building. See?
Those things on the left there, like the circular things, the signs, and like a clock or something. I saw those at a glimpse, and I thought it was the front of a train. Like the front of like an old-timey Western train.
Yeah, they got parked somewhere for tourists.
We pass the art supply store, Rin slowing her pace slightly as we go by. Emmy notices Rin's change of pace and stops.
Want to go in, Rin? Haha.
Rin shrugs.
Nothing I need.
Are you sure?
There's the slightest flutter of a smile on Rin's face, quickly replaced with her usual expression.
Life's uncertain, but on this at least I am pretty sure. Nice of you to offer.
Well, it's not like I'm the one carrying the basket. But I bet Hisao wouldn't have minded anyway, right?
Turns back, sees me like 20 feet behind them on the ground dead. Oh, of course not. This is hardly a heavy load. I flex for emphasis.
You know, I'm kind of wondering if all the routes kind of have like the buddy you get for that route as well as the girl.
It makes sense to me, like Shizune and Misho, Lily and Hanako, Emmy and Rin. Like, those 3 pairs are pretty much always together, so I think that's probably what the idea is.
Alright, that's fine. I like how you also get the buddy.
Yeah.
We haven't made a choice in so long.
Yeah, no, we haven't. We chose to push ourselves, and we've been riding this train since.
I don't know. Like, I know, like, you know, we like making choices is great and all, but sometimes it is good to just kind of see where the story goes. Emmy stifles a snort of laughter by pointing to the park at which we've suddenly arrived.
Oh, I remember this place. I ran into you here that one time, didn't I, Rin? In what way?
Rin's eyebrow raises slightly.
Maybe. I'm unwilling to say for certain one way or the other.
Aye. Does the cat one up? Yep. Hey there. Hey you. Right. You're here now.
It's fair, Sylvia.
Hi. Are you just gonna... Yeah? Okay. Alright, I have a cat on me now. Keep going. Tim.
Memory's a tricky thing, you know.
I'll be made in one piece after all. The sun's still nowhere to be seen, but neither Emmy nor Rin seem to mind. I got him! What? Find a spot to sit on the grass, and I set the basket down gratefully. I thought it said gracefully, and I was like, really? There's a surprising amount of food prepared. Maybe we were supposed to be joined by some of Emmy's teammates or something.
It always kind of amuses me when I get reminded that Emmy is wearing like Pippi long stockings.
I can't
I see an apple, a sandwich, some grapes.
What looks like a giant crayon.
Oh, I see a bag of chips. It literally says chips on it.
That looks
You
like
need a bigger basket.
a Snapple.
No,
Snapple.
there is a bag there that says chips.
No, you literally need a bigger basket though. Stuff's poking out.
This is a very tiny basket. You can't even close it.
Did you read the line?
Oh, no, I did not. I got distracted. I'm starving. Dig in.
She attacks the food as if she's had nothing to eat for years.
What the?
I'm just reaching for the food myself when I feel the first drop of rain land on the back of my hand. Damn it, jump scares! Uh-oh. Looks like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all. Hey, my cat wants out of my room. Give me a moment.
Is anyone else getting the feelings of shenanigan setups? Just me? Hey, Max.
Yeah?
Are you also getting the feeling of shenanigan setups?
Like, sex?
Not necessarily that, but I do think that this is going to lead to something. Whether we're just going to end up in a strange place, cold and wet, or something else, I'm not sure. But this is going to lead to something.
This is only Act 2 of 4. We're not there yet.
No, but I think we're going to end up someplace.
I don't know.
Like a fucking hotel.
Rin's here, so I feel like she'll be a mood killer. Like the weather's not going to cooperate with us after all.
Meanwhile, over there playing a violin with her feet.
And he glares.
They got shorter.
And he glares at the sky as if that alone will hold back the rain.
Fight me fair and square, you coward.
I very nearly believe she can do it. It's one heck of a glare.
And it better cooperate. You hear me, Sky? You stop that raining right this instant.
The sky doesn't seem inclined to listen to her, despite the commanding tone she's taken with it. Instead, the rain seems to increase. Rin wrinkles her nose in distaste at this turn of events.
Regrettable.
Rin's word of the day.
I can't hold an umbrella.
I mean, no. We can get her one of those little silly novelty umbrella hats. What do you mean?
Rin shrugs.
I could paint this if I weren't out here. Shame to miss it is all.
She doesn't seem angry or annoyed about it, just a little disappointed. Emmy laughs.
Surely you just take a regular landscape painting and then you drip some water onto it.
Emmy laughs in response to Rin's comment.
I guess we should have stopped in that art supply store after all, huh?
The rain increases a little more, offended that we haven't fled yet. Despite the warm temperatures we've been enjoying, the rain is rather cold. I wish I'd brought my umbrella. And we should probably head inside to keep dry.
I think you're past that point, buddy. We're already pretty wet, Hisao.
Yeah, but we can dry off this way and maybe wait out the storm. You don't want to catch a cold or anything, do you? Emmy considers this for a moment. I can tell that part of her wants to stay out in the rain just to spite the weather.
Try me. Fight me.
Unfortunately for her, the weather hardly cares about what we do.
I suppose you're right. Hell yeah, victory for rain.
Shut the fuck up. No one likes you.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna rain on your parade.
It's a picnic.
And your picnic. Where can we go?
I don't have an answer for her. The area is still pretty new to me. Well, I guess I'm slowly getting used to the school itself. The surrounding town remains a mystery. All I know is the art supply store, and that's only because we just passed it. Fortunately, Emmy soon snaps her fingers in triumph.
That's it, there's a tea shop nearby. We can have some tea and dry out, no problem.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Right, you know where it is? Emmy nods, looking fairly confident.
Sure do. I think.
There it is.
It'll be an adventure either way, right?
Adventure, huh? Well, I suppose we could use a little adventure. I think as long as we get out of the rain, I'll be happy. Ah, they got
I thought they were
taller!
about to float off.
It's time for an adventure! Come fly with me! Picnic
Come on,
basket.
Isao, grab my hand. Adventure!
We're off to Never Never Land! Picnic basket is a little lighter now, at least. Lead on! Rin and I follow Emmy as she weaves through the streets with something approaching confidence. I know.
I was being spoken to. Down left here. There, the Shanghai.
Emmy beams triumphantly as she points to the tea shop.
It's themed after pirates.
It seems fairly crowded inside, a symptom of the sudden rain, I'm sure. Oh!
Hello. Wait a minute.
Yeah! You notice?
I was like, wait a minute, this person has a name. Welcome, can I?
Oh, wait a minute. This is just the librarian.
Yeah, I'm surprised to find out that our waitress is none other than Yuko. She sure looks the part in her uniform. It's hard to believe this is the same librarian from our school. She worked 2 jobs? Guess that must be it.
Oh, it's you.
Yuko seems to know Emmy. Emmy grins brightly, pleased to be remembered.
Hey, Yuko.
Hi, Yuko. I didn't know you worked here, too.
Do I know you?
Ouch.
Ow. You seem awfully familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen you in here.
We met at your other job, at the Yamaku Library, remember? Her eyes widen in memory.
Yeah, that's it. Nice to see you again. We went through the loading screen. Oh no, this is bad. I should remember the customer's face. I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry.
Yuko goes from realization to panic in a split second, performing a series of high-speed bows, and narrowly avoid getting headbutted in the process. Oh, hey, calm down! Listen, I wasn't a customer when we first met. In fact, I haven't ever been to the Shanghai, so it's alright. Not the best display of logic, but it seems to relax her a little.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, I'm sure. Positive. Isn't that right, girls? Emmy has been watching this little drama unfold with considerable amusement.
Yep, it sure is. Well, okay. So Yuko, got room to seat us?
Yuko nods and leads us to a corner booth, providing us with some small towels before taking our order.
What will you have? Cake! And some tea too, I guess. What kind of cake? Surprise me.
Yuko looks uncomfortable at the thought of surprising anyone, but she gives a nod and turns to Ran.
And for you.
Tim.
Nope. I'll take a straw. My feet are all wet.
Sorry?
The drinking kind of straw. One, please.
Yuko is obviously uncertain of what to think about this. She fiddles with her pen and stationery for a moment, looking like she's about to cry before turning in my direction.
And you, sir?
Ah, this is where I get to be difficult too! Just tea, I think. Emmy would probably yell at me if I ordered cake. Oh.
Oh, come on, Isao. Don't let me be the only one with food. I'll feel like a pig.
Just trying to eat healthy. Your orders, after all.
Well, today is your day off. You can be healthy tomorrow.
Well, then I suppose I will have some cake after all. Yuko seems slightly irritated that I'm changing my mind.
What kind?
I glance at Emmy and grin. Surprised. Wow! Poor Yuko!
That does not help.
Yuko sighs and nods.
Very well. Your order will be out soon.
I remember when I worked at Tim Hortons for a little bit, someone came in and ordered, said like, I want 2 donuts, surprise, and when I asked what they are, they said surprise me. So I was just like, all right, and I gave them 2 completely plain donuts. It was like, there you go.
I feel like when someone says surprise me, you should just give them the most expensive thing on the menu.
I think you should just pick random shit to get them to try something new.
I did the plain ones because aside from like the special donuts, everything there, all the donuts were the same price, so it didn't really matter. Despite the crowd, our order does indeed arrive quickly.
Thanks, Yuko.
Yuko nods in appreciation.
This is a different guy than usual, isn't it? Whoa!
Hang on a fucking moment, Emmy.
Excuse me?
What? Different guy? Emmy must notice my confusion because she seems a little embarrassed.
What? Oh, I guess he is. This is my friend Hisao.
Ooh, friend zone. We've met.
Small world. Well, let me know if you need anything.
With that, Yuko takes off like a shot to wait on some other tables, leaving me to ponder her comment. Guy, huh? Guess it makes sense, right? Emmy's pretty popular, or so I've been told. It's probably that kid from the track team. This is stupid. I could just ask Emmy. So who's this other guy, huh? Got a secret lover or something? Am I gonna have to fight him? Emmy laughs again, only I get the feeling it's from nervousness as much as anything else.
It's just the track team captain. He likes coming down here to practice sometimes. So if we have anything to discuss, I tag along.
Sounds mighty suspicious to me. Oh, I see. I could let the matter draw, but I can't resist at least getting another dig in. So it is a secret lover! I knew it! Rin watches our play, seeming mildly amused before muttering something that I don't quite catch.
It's probably a single word, anyway. No, it's not the word I thought. I was going to say idiot, but then it came up.
Tip.
Nope. Yeah, anyway.
What?
Huh?
Oh.
I like that Rin also said, huh?
She startled herself. Rin jerks back from wherever her mind wandered off to. Hey, there she goes.
Yeah, there it is.
What did you just say?
Huh?
No, before that.
No idea.
Oh. Well. Okay. I let the matter drop, but I can't help notice that Emmy seems relieved that Rin interrupted the conversation. Maybe I went a little too far. The conversation dies down for a moment as Emmy and I busy ourselves with cake. Mine is strawberry and surprisingly good. What the...
The sword
just got-
sound.
We just got stabbed.
Hearing that sound as she suddenly leans in. Oh, man. Emmy seems to think so too as she suddenly reaches over with her fork and steals a bit. Thief!
Pirate. There's a difference.
We're not on water!
Well, no, but there's a lot of water outside, so it still works, right? Besides, you can have some of mine. I think it's cranberry or something. I should have asked with strawberry. I like strawberries.
Feel free to help yourself to mine if you really must. For some reason, I feel compelled to add, seeing as how you've already done it once and all. Emmy sticks her tongue out at me, but that doesn't stop her from approaching my cake. Or appropriating. Well, I mean, she did approach the cake before. Appropriating my cake. I try some of hers as well. It's raspberry and pretty good.
She mixed up raspberry and cranberry.
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two if I ate them in a cake, okay? And I eat raspberry jam a fair amount.
The rain's let up.
It would appear that Rin is correct. Good timing too. I finished my food and it looks like Emmy has as well. Well, better pay and get a move on before it starts raining again. It takes a few minutes to get Yuko's attention, but we pay and get out pretty quickly.
So do you want to return to the park?
My jaw nearly drops. You kidding? It's probably gonna rain again! In fact, I think I just felt some raindrops.
You may be right.
Plus the park is probably all muddy right now after all that rain.
Well, okay, I'll let you off the hook this time, but you owe me a picnic now, got it?
I don't know if she's addressing me, Rin, or the both of us. Fine.
Now hurry up. I wanted to get some laps in at the track, and it would be nice to do it without the rain.
I thought this was your day off!
Well...
Emmy suddenly seems reluctant to explain herself.
I need to practice. I need to burn off that cake anyway.
Why do I get the feeling that she's leaving something out? Are you sure? It wasn't that much cake.
No, it wasn't that much cake for you. I ate most of it.
She's got a point there. Still, I feel like I should at least offer to run with her. Hey, we have a choice!
Hey!
I'm gonna save.
Oh, finally. And yeah, this did not lead to the shenanigans I thought it would.
Offer to run or don't.
Yeah. Might as well offer.
Yeah?
She likes running with other people, so...
Hey, I'll run with you. I might as well, right? Emmy shakes her head emphatically.
No, you won't, Hisao.
Right.
This is critical for you, remember? Oh, right. We
I
almost
actually
died.
forgot about that.
I won't allow you to push yourself too hard.
I guess she's better at giving advice than taking it. Whatever you say, Emmy. I think it's probably best not to press the issue.
Huh. Was that the right choice?
Just because I'm curious. What if I say keep... Wait, switch orders around. What if I say keep quiet? Come to think of it, she looks like she'd rather be alone right now. Decided to keep my offer to myself.
I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like... Yeah, we're going to go back to what we were doing.
I don't feel like that choice mattered much.
Probably not. As we approach the girls' dormitory, it starts to rain again. Emmy's expression sours slightly. Rhino.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to look up if it mattered. Oh man. Stupid rain.
Hey, it'll let up soon enough. You can go running then, right? Emmy snorts, seemingly amused.
Like I'm not going to run into rain.
But you shouldn't. You can catch a cold. Emmy waves her hand airily.
Ridiculous. I don't get colds. My immune system is far too strong for something like that.
She's gonna get a cold. I can't help but laugh. Well, see you tomorrow then, okay?
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Oh, and for carrying the picnic basket. I'll bring it for lunch tomorrow. We can have our picnic on the roof. I knew it.
Sounds good to me. See you then. Emmy grabs the basket for me and shoots through the door. Grin gives me a sort of half nod and ambles inside as well. Damn, it's wet out here. I need to get back to my room and into some dry clothes. Oh boy! I'm soon in front of my door, but I am intercepted by the sudden appearance of Kenji, who appears to be carrying a stack of books. Hey man, give me a hand, would you? Huh? The books are unceremoniously dumped into my arms as Kenji fumbles with his room key. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. If you weren't around, I'd have to keep my door unlocked, and that's just begging for trouble. Your perfect opportunity to set up an ambush, or maybe just plant a bomb if they didn't want to get their hands too dirty. Probably don't. Afraid they'll break a nail or something if they have to stab women. My mind thinks about digesting the verbal torrent that's just been unleashed, but elects to remain comfortably in the dark. Uh-huh. Anyway, where have you been, man? I could have used some help carrying these back from the library. I knocked at your door when you weren't there. Oh, sorry. Oh, really? You appear to think I'm some kind of pack mule. I was out with Emi and Rin. Kenji staggers back in shock. It looks like I just shot his dog, if he had a dog. The lipless ladies again! What did you do this time? I only wound up at the Shanghai. I'm prevented from continuing by a sudden exclamation of despair. The Shanghai! Why the Shanghai? No, man! You can't just go to the damn Shanghai! It's the most dangerous place in the city! A veritable stronghold of their best agents! I know! I met them! They'll stop at nothing to lure you into a false sense of security, and then BAM! He hits his door for emphasis. Wallet's gone. Mustache gone. Identity fucking gone, man! Promise me you won't go there again! Seems so vehemently opposed to the idea of the Shanghai that I'm willing to lie a little in order to get to my room. Sure, I won't go there again. Or at least I won't ever tell you I've gone there again. This seems to mollify my bespectacled companion. Good. Sorry to come on so strong, but I know the danger there too well to let you just wander into the lion's den again. You got out of there alive once, but twice is pushing it! Yeah, well, I need to get changed and do homework, so I'll see you later. Huh? Oh, sure, whatever. I suddenly remember that I'm still holding his books. You better take these. I catch a glimpse at one of the titles, something about cryptography. What a weirdo. Kenji grabs his precious cargo from me and disappears through his doorway. I open my own door and walk in, grateful to get out of my soaking wet clothes. The rain outside picks up, and I find myself hoping that Emi's not out running in this weather. She seems so adamant about doing the run alone. Can't help but wonder if her leg's still bothering her. I try to remember whether or not I've seen her limping at all today, but I can't. Guess I was too caught up in enjoying the day, even if it did rain on us. And as I think back over the events of today, I keep finding myself focusing on my running partner. Her complete refusal to allow the rain to spoil her plans was incredibly cute. But there was something else there, too. Sort of an unflappable attitude when it comes to enjoying the day as it comes. I really like that quality. Maybe I need to do a little of that myself. And consider we're close to top, I think we're going to end there. All right, yeah, we're gonna end off there since we are we just hit the transition point and we're only a few minutes off from when we'd stop anyway.
Alrighty.
All right. We made one choice today, and I don't know if it mattered.
It seemed pretty inconsequential, but I think you made the slightly better choice.
Yeah, probably. Like, and honestly, like, that made sense to us. I literally just forgot that we weren't supposed to be running. Oh, well.
Well, hey, we put the offer out there.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks for being here, Dew.
Yeah.
And Sylvia. And others who lurk.
Yeah. So, no stream tomorrow. On Friday, we're continuing the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Soul Link Nuzlocke. No stream Saturday. And then Sunday is the special stream where there's the debut of my updated VTuber model, and we're going to play some multiplayer games after doing a very inside joke filled thing for fun. Don't worry about it. Just watch it. You'll see. Let me save before I forget. And we'll probably continue this next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this, and now that we're like on a route, it feels a lot more focused. All right. Farewell.